up, my Scorpio friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all my Scorps here with me today. We are going to do a fun little tarot spread for you all about money, career, finances, jobs, all that good stuff. So, as always, I do beg you to keep in mind these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with all the Scorpios out there. Please use your own discretion to only take away messages that you feel are for your best and highest good, and you will know intuitively what those are, Scorpio. You are very intuitive. One of my water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I love it. Love the water signs. So, everything you want to know about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using as well as my social media channels. If you're interested, check those out on The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. I welcome you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Sometimes messages will resonate later down the line. In a few days, in a few weeks, in a few months. If it does, fantastic. That means it was your message. And if not, you can release it. You don't need to take on any energy that doesn't feel right. So without further ado, we're going to get into it for money, career, and finance for my Scorpios. Messages for their best and highest good. Please check out your September monthlies that I posted if you're interested in that. You also have a love reading up. Oh, Scorpio had, I think, the best love reading I gave for the month of September. So, again, it's not going to be for everyone, but it didn't get a lot of views. And I don't mean that in an egocentric way, but it was a shame because it was such a good reading. I hope it gets to the people who needed to hear it. So, yeah, if you're interested, check out your love reading. It was adorable. I was all up in my feels about it. So, all right. And interestingly enough, I feel like Sagittarius had a sort of a similar message. So for those dealing with a Sag, I don't know, maybe check that video out, or maybe there's strong Sag in your chart. You may be a Scorpio Sag cusper. Is that right? Those follow each other, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, you may be a Scorpio Sag cusper. Anyway, we're gonna hop in. Money, career, and finances for my Scorpios. Your energy, I'm gonna say roughly for the month of September. This is not date specific though. 10 of air. All right, well, this is pretty grim. The silver lining to this card is that it's the completion of a cycle. Something has happened. There's been some sort of mental battle that I do want to say something didn't result or resolve in the way you had hoped, in the way you had intended. The ideas you had in your mind of the way something was going to go down or finish or evolve, it was counteracted. It was contradicted. Things didn't happen the way, or things didn't unfold the way you had hoped they would, or resulted, that end game. It was an unexpected or unwanted or undesired outcome being clarified by the King of Wands, potentially with a fire sign. This could represent your boss. Maybe some of you were waiting for that paycheck or that change of job title, that promotion. That was the word I was grasping for. Maybe some of you were waiting for that and you were throwing in all the bells and whistles on your resume, trying to impress these people, trying to put in extra hours here, extra time there, and the role got given to someone else or was put on hold or something to that nature. It was just kind of like, you're kidding me, right? And so for a lot of you, because it is the ending of a mental battle, a mental cycle, I don't know if there's opportunity for that to open back up again, at least in the now, in the moment. So this is coming to some sort of resolution, some sort of healthy coping mechanism where it's no longer weighing on your thoughts. You're clearing your headspace out from what I am sort of sensing is maybe some resentment, maybe some anger, maybe some lower vibrational thoughts. And you know, you're human, Scorpio, it's cool. But yeah, this is about coming to a peaceful resolution internally, mentally, so that your thoughts aren't metaphorically doing this to you. You don't want your thoughts to be a burden on you, on a weight on your mind. You want the weight to be lifted, right? But the underlying energy, or I almost look at it as cause and effect. If this is the effect, the cause is potentially a King of Wands. Now, before I start doing the whole like pointing of a finger, blaming the boss, blaming the boyfriend, blaming the mom, whatever it is for you, we are all responsible for how we react to our own energy, right? Especially involving people, we can't control what they do or say. We can only control ourselves and how we react to it. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But let's look into this. So King of Wands, this is a Leo card, specifically fire energy. This is someone who you view as up on the high horse. They hold the power. They potentially control the money flow. This would be somebody you look up to in terms of, I want to be careful how I phrase this, slightly seeing them as responsible for your destiny or your future. They are almost the key master to the door you are looking to unlock. They're the gatekeeper. So for a lot of you, this does represent a boss, particularly, again, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They have the tool or the ability to help you to progress your career forward. But what I'm getting, even the fact that they're in a like lazy boy like armchair, they're not doing all they could. They're not like getting off their ass. They're not putting out fires. They are, I don't know if it's avoiding or just not, they may have their hands full. They may have their hands tied up in other avenues, other projects. Something about other projects are coming down the pipeline. And so unfortunately, the attention that you needed of like, hey, like I'm applying for this job, like please see me, please give me the job. They didn't hear the communication, they didn't get the communication, or they didn't see or understand, they didn't analyze things in a way that puts you like up above the rest. You felt, again, mentally like someone stuck a sword in your back. There is some energy on this that is a little bit smug. Something about, I don't know. This person is probably very well off, or just selfish with their, it doesn't even have to be with their money, with their time, with their energy. They put themselves before everyone else, or they just don't give you the time of day, Scorpio, and I think you're done with it. This could represent you mentally understanding that this is a dead-end job for you. There's no other doors to be opened, because ultimately, for some of you, and you'll know if this is your story, this idea of them being the gatekeeper, them being like that key master of opening the door to your future, the door to, you know, your promotion within, some of you see it as a dead end. And so this could be representative of cutting your losses. It's finally settling in. The idea is soaking in. You're understanding that as long as this person is in charge, or again, this is your superior, your boss, your manager, who you report into, if they're the key to you progressing your career within this company or within this field, it might be time to part ways with this king. It doesn't have to be a masculine or male person, but heavy fire in their chart, something about them not giving you the light, not giving you the spotlight, because fire is, you know, the light, essentially. We stoke the fire and the light gets bigger. It's something like they're stoking their own fire, something about like greed or selfishness, but they're not giving you the light, they're not giving you the attention, they're not giving you the time of day that you need in order to succeed. Even on like an intellectual level, maybe some of you wanted to apply for an internship or take courses and have the company pay for it so that you could up your skills. And if that's the case, it's like, I think you were shut down or you were shut off. And no, we don't, like, I'm just hearing it's not in the budget. We don't have time to do that, Scorpio. Too bad. What you don't realize, though, is that you have more tools in your tool shed. Almost magician energy. All the tools you need are in front of you on your table. It's just the idea of manifesting it internally so that you can create it externally. Some of you are sitting on a lot of potential or a lot of power, but you haven't stepped into the light yet. So we'll see where that goes. But expectation, yeah. That's you, Scorpio. The idea of wanting or desiring to be on the outside, wanting to be, now that could represent leaving this job, but it could also represent the idea of like the golden castle shrouded in light, right? The light isn't on you, it's outside. It's on other aspects of the company, other people in the department, other team members, other coworkers. And I don't mean this in an egocentric way, but you want the light. It's your time to shine, and it's like, you just about are like commanding it or demanding it, but I'm just getting that this is a very stubborn energy. This isn't a person who, again, is giving you that light. It's fueling your fire, is giving you the nurturing, the guidance, the advisory, the counseling that you need. And so there's something about your expectation of, well, I joined this company 3 years ago and my job title and my income hasn't changed a dime or whatever. There's an expectation of when am I getting what's due to me? I've put in all this at least mental energy and effort, something about a very intellectual, a career that is very heavily reliant on your mind, the data, your analysis, your intellect. There's expectation that you need what's due to you, and I'm getting it's just not coming. You might be dealing with a really selfish person. All right, interesting. 2 and 8 form the 10. Again, completions of a cycle. Some of you are saying goodbye to this boss. Some of you are saying goodbye to this job. Or if you're not, some of you have simply come to that conclusion, that mental headspace, that mental plane of, this is not my person, this is not my job, this is not what I want in my life, in my career. So I'm seeking opportunities elsewhere. I'm looking outside the walls that are familiar to me as of now. Something about the golden opportunities that lie ahead. So hang in there, Scorpio. Well, let's see what else we can get. All right, so the challenger focus for you in the coming weeks or months. Okay, interesting. Pisces have this as well. Oh, that anxiety, oh, that indecision, that mental plane that is thoughts that are eating away at you, thoughts that are keeping you awake at night. Some of you would just need to get a decent night's sleep, but you can't because there is something creeping and crawling around in your brain. Something just isn't sitting right with you. I think it has to do with this. You are extremely skeptical or suspicious of the management or the leadership or of who's in charge. Maybe they've been making cuts in the company and you're not sure if your head is on the chopping block next. Especially if you did put yourself out there for some sort of promotion or took some sort of risk that, again, you feel like you didn't stick the landing or they didn't see you. Now some of you are wondering, well, by putting myself out there and I almost like pushing my way through the crowd to be like, hey, look at me. I think some of you are wondering, did that put me in a bad light? Did that have the opposite effect of what I wanted? Did I put my own head on the chopping block? That's sort of what I'm getting. Anxiety and stress over something. Something about isolating yourself from a group. Some of you may feel like you're always at it alone, even if you work in a place that has, a lot of coworkers or a lot of people. Maybe some of you are even sad about the lack of social outlets in your current job. Like, clearly some of you are not liking your job. There's been some sort of loss or disappointment. So then I'm almost looking at the idea of, all right, well, at least you have your work bestie, or at least you have your work gang, your work family. But for some of you, you're feeling isolated from the group, or you're not feeling like people don't see you as a collaborator. They just see you as, I don't know, Scorpio behind the desk, or Scorpio, the one who runs the errands, Scorpio, like the page, if you will, like, just like Kenneth the Page and what is that show, 30 Rock? Something like that. Like, you feel that people don't see your full potential. You feel that people look down on you and that you don't stand out in the crowd, that you're like one in a million. I think a lot of you feel like you're just a number at this job. Oh, Scorpio, that sucks. That totally sucks. Yeah, well, there it is. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, pain, sadness, sorrow, depression. I'm sorry this is a heavy reading, but I like that this is coming up where it is because it is your challenge, okay? Now, what's important here is it's sword energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So again, our thoughts, our internal thoughts, which we have power of, Scorpio. You have the power and capacity to change these thoughts and to see glass half full, to see potential in new outlets. But I mean, 9 to 10, you're making progress here. But again, something needs to be let go if you haven't already. Maybe it's you letting go of this job that you've been at for 10 years and it's killing you on the inside. Mentally, you're so done here, but something's keeping you here, right? There's this indecision, this expectation of what? If you leave, you're gonna have to take a pay cut. If you leave, you're gonna, I don't know, are you gonna miss your work bestie, your best friends? If you leave, are you gonna miss out on some opportunity that you feel is on the horizon? What is that? What's keeping you in this current, even if it's not location? Maybe some of you are happy with the company, but not your current role, or just something that happened in the recent weeks that you're not happy with. What is keeping you in the safety zone? What is not allowing you to release this mental baggage? What is keeping you up at night that you're not, I'm sorry, but not coping with or healing with in a healthy way? I mean, it's something that broke your heart. Again, feeling like you got stabbed in the back. Potentially with a group, some sort of celebration that you felt like you were excluded from. Maybe you did a tremendous amount of work on a project, but you got no recognition for it. You got no applause. Yeah, no recognition. Something about if they gave an award away, everybody's name was on it except yours, but you were part of like the solid foundation that got the project up and running. You're feeling severely underappreciated, specifically by this person. Again, heavy fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't have to be, but underappreciated to a point where you're just like, what is the point? Why am I here? Why am I busting my ass every day to output all this work, and I'm getting nothing back in return? It's killing me. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. It's very heavy energy, Scorpio. What is the help available to you? I think this is going to be key. What is the help available to my Scorpios? Well, there we go. Putting down burdens. 2 10s, completions of cycles. Scorpio, you are on the cusp of something so much bigger and better, but the only way to get there is to take stock of what's around you now and understand what isn't serving you. What do you not need to hold on to anymore? What have you potentially been holding on to mentally or physically, emotionally even for that matter, water sign, for 10 months, for 10 years, for 20 years, for 20 months, for whatever that is? It's not doing you any good. You can't make any strides or movement forwards when you have your hands full, when you're giving your work or your boss all your time and all your energy, and you come home and you feel like this at the end of the day. There's no time to work on your side hustle. There's no time to enjoy your fun hobbies, to go see friends, to go do fun things because you're so tied down. It's like you're stuck to the floorboards of the place you work. There's no room to breathe. There's no room to grow. But look, like the circus has moved on. Sorry. The circus has moved on. It's like barren land now. There's only this 1 or 2 things existing there that you're seeing as all, like your whole life is consumed in these 2 tents, if you will. But it's like there's a whole other world out there that you're not exploring because you're so dedicated or focused on this heavy energy that you're exerting to potentially move forward with a person or with a job that it's just like, I'm just getting all the money is being funneled to them through the means of other people, but it's a direct source to them. Something about very greedy. It's like $1 million corporation and yet you're getting paid $17 an hour. It's something like that, like the power dynamic, the financial dynamic of where income is coming in and going out. I just heard it's really unfair. And I am sensing that. I don't really sense a lot of woe is me in this, so I'm not throwing shade at you at all. I feel for you, but I will say the only thing that you have going against you, Scorpio, is that you're holding on to something that it's trying to close out. Again, the circus has left town. Why are you staying here to pick up the peanuts, right? Peanuts, like job in terms of money, the job pays you peanuts. There is much more potential for financial abundance outside these walls. The circus travels, right? It goes from place to place. It doesn't stay stuck to the ground here. There's something about you're not living your life to its fullest potential. You have, and again, please don't take this personally, but some of you out there have settled. You've decided this is my life and this is how it's always going to be. You have potential to change that, Scorpio. The help available to you is releasing those burdens, putting down those sticks that you don't need to carry on your journey anymore. You've exerted enough energy trying to make this work. If it's not working, if it's not budging, close it out, wrap it up, new beginnings. Underlying energy for the 10 of fire. Interesting, Cancer had this come out too. The 8 of wands, moving on, fast and swift. Double wand energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, I think you've reached a point where you're wanting to wrap this up quickly. Because the longer you stay there, the more unhealthy it is, not only to your body, but to your thoughts. Again, your thoughts eating away at you. I think you're on the teetering point of, I just heard mental breakdown. I hope that's not true, but anxiety attack. There's something severely unhealthy about this dynamic at work, and there may need to be a parting of ways. This is very optimistic, though. This forward movement, she looks like she's enjoying it. It looks like she recognizes her power. I mean, there's something very witchy about it, like she's flying off on her broomstick to create magic somewhere else, and I think that's important. Some of you, I could even see this as like you collecting your items at your desk, like filling a box of your stuff and being like, by the way, I quit, and walking out the door. Some of you are really close to doing that, and I don't think you're doing it in a way that is cutting, that is backstabbing. It's just like, if what your due is not coming to you because of this selfish or lazy king, you're going to go out and find it yourself. So if you're not leaving the company, you maybe you're going to another manager or to another superior to be like, listen, I'm not happy, this isn't working. Like, let's talk, let's communicate. Wands can be communication. And clearly there's a lot weighing on your mind. You have a lot of thoughts circulating. There's something about needing to get them up and out into the open. It's like you're sitting in solitude, not communicating what's going on. So maybe just communicating is going to be very helpful for a lot of you Scorpios out there. What else can we get on this gift? I like that. I like that a lot. The strength of being able to walk away. It's not easy. The 1 and the 7 to come to an 8, and I instantly thought of the 8 of Cups. The idea of assessing where you are at emotionally right now. So some of you are in a severe state of really nasty thoughts and lower vibrational thoughts. Others of you it's a less severe idea of just like, I'm never going to get out of this job. I hate it. What am I going to do? Assessing emotionally where you're at and understanding there are better things out there for you. That's what this card is saying to me. The idea of a gift. You have a gift. You have a skill. You have a talent that has the potential to take you places, take you miles away from here, send you like off into the atmosphere to create something great. Again, magic. It's like you hold magic in your hand, a gift that is to be nurtured and protected, and it's very valuable. So there's something about not sharing it with undeserving people. And I think you're surrounded by undeserving people. I gotta be honest. I don't think your tribe at work is your long-term tribe. For a lot of you, this may be a temporary landing zone that you absolutely hate. But there's something not to be wasted here. Something about this is a play on words, the idea of a present, about being present in your thoughts, living in the now, living in the moment. I always see this card as severe thoughts of fear are what's dominating us. The fear to leave, the fear of not making payments, not making numbers this month at work, not being able to pay our rent, not being able to pay our bills. There's something about living in too much in the future, or in the past for that matter. Words that were very cutting that were said to us that broke our heart, essentially. There's something about living in the present, and I want to be careful how I say this because I don't mean to make it sound like, oh, it's easy, or else you would have done it years ago. But there's the idea of living in the now. And I'm almost getting like Knight of Wands energy. Scorpio, are you having fun? Are you living your life, your life's prophecy, your wish fulfillment? Are you motivated? Are you inspired here to do the work, to do better? I think at one point you were, but you've been burned so many times by these wands, by these people, that it's kind of time to cut your losses and seek avenues elsewhere. This could be putting your resume out for other people to read, to interpret. It's communication, right, with wands. It's also travel. Traveling to see family, traveling to see friends, traveling to go on interviews, to apply for new jobs outside, as we said, outside this current location. Some of you are just not feeling it anymore. I'm just getting it's time to fly. It's time to spread your wings. There may be a gift coming to you in terms of some sort of helpful communication, again, from a family or a friend, or taking advantage of the gifts that you have to share with the world. It's something about being satisfied in the present moment, and you're not able to do that in this current energy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Scorpio, you have some shit cards. This sucks. But you're so close to closing it out. That's what's hopeful. The help available to you is movement forward and capitalizing on this gift, on this skill, this talent that you have to offer, rebranding, repackaging it to make it look even better, updating your resume to sell yourself better. There's something about wanting to entice people. You have a shiny gift in your hand that it's going to draw people like bees to honey. There's something that you're able to offer the world, again, a skill, a talent, whatever your business is. Maybe some of you are starting your own business, potentially in hospitality. This is something to be desired, something that people want. So why are you staying in a place that doesn't view you as a valuable asset, that doesn't recognize this amazing skill, this amazing present that you have to give and offer the world? They're either taking advantage of it or don't recognize it. So what I get from this is, girl, bye. I'm off to make magic elsewhere because I do have really amazing skills and talents to offer the world. You people don't seem to recognize this, and you're breaking my heart. So like, I'm not gonna break my back for you anymore. I'm not gonna put my blood, sweat, and tears into this anymore for someone who doesn't appreciate anything that I have output for them. Anything that I've contributed to this company, it's all going into your bank account anyway. It's not hitting mine, so I'm looking elsewhere. I'm going outside. I'm going outside these walls, outside the company. For a lot of you, this feels like a prison. A mental prison, to say the least, but yeah. Damn, Scorpio. My goodness. All right. Release those burdens. That's what's going to be helpful to you. And move forward. Find other avenues. Maybe talk with your friends and see if there's openings with them or in their company, if they can pass on your resume or put in a good word for you. You have something amazing that you're sitting on, but yeah, it's not reaching its full potential because either the people around you aren't seeing it or you're not doing yourself any favors by trying to move forward with it. Some of you may be held back in fear or stagnation, not wanting to share your gift yet. Something about secrets. Something needs to be unveiled. Something needs to be unwrapped and exposed, being very vulnerable. Some of you have strong Cancer in your chart and the metaphor of like hiding in your crab shell. There's a need for the truth to be communicated and yeah, revealing of secrets. High Priestess energy. All right, what is your advice or guidance here? The High Priest. All right, so sometimes the counterpart to the High Priestess, the Magician. I had said this earlier, something about you have all the tools you need to succeed in whatever business endeavor this is, whatever skills and talents you already have, whatever education you already have. You don't need to go to wild extremes to pursue that or make better that craft. It's almost like maybe just polish it up a little bit. All the tools you need are in front of you. They're on your table. You've already acquired them. All the aces are here for a brand new beginning, a brand new start, but you have to decide that you really want that start in order to make space in your life, in your energy, for new people to come in with gifts, for new money and cash flow even. It's like you have to cut off the excess baggage. Things that are weighing down your heart, things that are weighing down your mind, even physical, tangible items in your apartment, in your office, that they're taking up space and just like they're extra crap that you don't need. You need to get rid of that and make room for the creation of new things, the creation of a new business, the creation of a new product, of a new website, of a new marketable, tangible skill that you have. Yes, some of you, there's a need to be really vulnerable and shed your snake skin because it's time to start a new cycle, and shine your light very vibrantly for others to see. You're existing in the dark, in a dark room, And it's like, yeah, you're dying to get out in the sunlight. Again, something needs to be illuminated, brought to the surface. This is like suppression of some really unhealthy thoughts or unhealthy, even like patterns of behavior for some of you, not coping or dealing with it in a healthy way. Find ways to release or relieve these burdens. If that's, hitting the gym for an hour after work just so you can like sweat out the toxins, it's something. It's better than nothing, because by holding in that heartbreak and that pain, you're not living your fullest life. You're not capitalizing on the magic and the gifts that you have to share with the world. So your advice or guidance is manifestation and creation. Get really clear with yourself what it is that you want. What do you want to create in the world? What does living your best life look like? And for some of you, literally grab some scrap paper, grab some crayons and markers, visualize it. Visualize it and put it up on your fridge. Put it up, on your nights or by your nightstand so that you see it every day and you're reminded, this is my future, this is my destiny, this is my goal, this is what I am going to manifest and create. It starts with the inception of the idea. You have to start somewhere. And a lot of you, you're being asked to start from scratch, to go back to the basics, wipe the slate clean, because all of this, it feels like a dead end, Scorpio. I have to be honest with you. You'll know if this is your message, but I think a lot of you have reached the point where you've come to the idea that relying on other people to notice you and almost like ask you to share your gifts, you can't wait for that anymore. You have to go out there and do it yourself. There's a need for like bravery here, to go out and make magic on your own, to go into business for yourself. To be the boss lady or the boss man of your own life. You're no longer like serving the fat cow, the fat hog, the person who it's like they're completely greedy and selfish and like they're making money off of you. That is no longer. A lot of you, it's like you're promoting yourself to be the boss of your own life. You are the leading lady or the leading man of your own life. You're no longer the sidekick. You're no longer the extra friend, the side character, whatever. If they don't recognize the potential in you, you're going to share your gifts elsewhere with the world, where you can be in control and you can be in charge. You want to be the king, essentially, or the queen. Underlying energy for the high priest is the Four of Wands. Yeah, look at you. You're elevating yourself. You're giving yourself a promotion and you're celebrating your own accomplishments. The Four of Wands is sometimes the soulmate card, and in a career spread, I see that as your soul's journey, your soul's path, your life's work. You're doing something that is in alignment with your heart and with your passions. Two cards of like wild creativity. You're creating something almost out of thin air. You're creating something without the permission or the key holder passing the key off to you. It's like you're coming through, and I think you are leaving this person or this job behind because you're doing it yourself. You're making magic on your own. You're calling the shots. You're creating the business. You're creating the market. You're creating the clients that you're attracting. Something about your life path, your soul's path. This is a career that you are destined for. And it's very stable and very solid. Like, you're dealing with all these cards, Scorpio. But it's like when you start manifesting, again, the inception of the idea of where it is that you want to go, where you want to bring your gifts, that's when life takes on this whole new change, a change in your life path. A really steady and stable foundation where you're coming into the spotlight. You're the queen, you're the center, you're that focus of attention that you weren't before. How you were always being overlooked and the sun wasn't cast on you. You were in the shadows. You were the background. You were the sidekick to the team. You were feeling very isolated and not getting the attention or the reward or the recognition that you needed. You're stepping out into the sunlight, baby. Look at you. You're basking in the sun. That's what's headed for you, but you need to do some creation on your own. This isn't a card of asking others for help or asking others for permission. This is stepping into your power. You are the magician. You are mighty. You are creating magic and putting it out into the world. And the success and the reward, I think it's going to blow your mind. I think it's going to relieve you of so many burdens. All this pent-up anger and aggression and sorrow. I feel for you, Scorpio. You can wave bye-bye to this, but again, the power rests with you. You are the magician. So it's up to you to make the most of your life. What are you going to create, Scorpio? All right. Last card, bottom of your deck. The Six of Fire. When you decide to move on, right? You are going to attract the crowds. You are going to attract the attention. You are riding through a parade. It's a card of victory, the Six of Fire. Everyone's eyes will be on you. You are going to create and do something that is quite noteworthy. This is sometimes a card of fame. It could be fortune, potentially. But with fire, it's action, making strides towards a bigger and brighter future. You are no longer just sitting in the dark thinking about it. You're doing it, Scorpio. You're out there and you're doing it, and people are noticing. All right? That's what I got for you, Scorpio. Whew, that was a heavy one. Good Lord. Please let me know what resonates for you in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you beautiful Scorpios next time. Bye, guys.